She's known as the Guru of Kosher Cooking around the world. And almost 10 months ago, she did the unthinkable and decided to move with her family to Israel. JN1 got to talk exclusively to the Jewish Martha Stewart, Jamie Geller, at her new home in Beit Shemesh.
Hi, you're watching Joy of Kosher with Jamie Geller, and today we are making light, fluffy, perfect matzo balls.
I was the bride who knew nothing. My first book was called Queen of Kosher, Recipes from the Bride Who Knew Nothing. And that was me. I got married and I didn't know the difference between a spatula and a saucepan. And I didn't really care. You know, I became religious and I got married and my husband wanted dinner. So I had to figure out, you know, how to do this. So I think that like just really learning along with everybody else has somehow made me Queen of Kosher. But I'm, you know, I'm just like everyone else. I love to serve my family and I just write a lot about it. So that's how it came to be.
Jamie Geller is probably one of the more uplifting, positive people you would meet in life. She's a self-made woman who has done it all with her own two hands.
I started my career at CNN for the entertainment show called Showbiz Today, and I covered everything entertainment for CNN, both domestically and internationally. The Oscars, the MTV Music Awards, the VH1 Fashion Awards. I was on set of every major TV show, film. You know, I was at movie premieres, red carpets. I interviewed everyone from Gwyneth Paltrow to Michael Douglas to Eminem to Beyonce, and on and on and on the list goes. And then I moved over to HBO, and that's where I won some awards for my work as a producer in their marketing department, working on shows like The Sopranos and Sex and the City, Mind of a Married Man, Angels in America, the Madonna concert for HBO, the Janet Jackson concert, and I really felt my life was like totally perfect and amazing, and I loved it. And my mother was so nervous that I would meet the wrong guy in the wrong place and meet, like, you know, a non-Jewish man. So she started sending me to weekly Torah classes, which were like young, successful Manhattan, you know, Jewish singles, very professional, but like trying to connect them both to their religion and to, you know, mingling with other singles. And that was the beginning of the beginning.
Today, Geller is already a mini-media empire, publishing magazines, books, producing TV shows and web series all around the web.
They have called me the, you know, the Queen of Kosher. So I've been in the New York Times and the Miami Herald and the Chicago Tribune. I've been on ABC, NBC, Fox, Martha Stewart Living Radio, and magazines all over. And it's incredible. The brand is called Joy of Kosher. We have a website, joyofkosher.com. We have magazines, Joy of Kosher with Jamie Geller. I've got a book coming out called Joy of Kosher in the fall with HarperCollins, which is like one of the top 3 publishers in the world. And my new show is called Joy of Israel. And I did a show in the middle called Joy of Aliyah. So you see, I really just love life. And I love everything that I do.
The famous saying says, the shoemaker's son always goes barefoot. So we wanted to know from Jamie if this works for her kids too.
My husband cooks a lot in the house. My kids cook with me. We have frozen pizza at night, just like everybody else. It's a combination of just like everyone else is doing it. And sure, we cook dinner, and we like to cook together a lot. And for Shabbat, we cook a lot. And we love to have people and have guests. So that's certainly the time where, like, I always say, like, I'm working on all 4 burners.
So called Queen of Kosher. Chef Jamie Geller is here to show us how to make tricolor matzo balls.
So at the peak of her career, Jamie Geller decides to do the most unexpected and immigrate to Israel with her family.
I am Jamie Geller, and me and my husband and our family are making Aliyah this summer.
I have this theory. So, you know, when you come to Israel as a tourist, every cab driver, every Israeli will stop you and be like, you know, like, "Nu, what's wrong with you? Like, why don't you live in Israel?" So now we moved to Israel, and I cannot tell you, everybody, from the neighbor to the cab driver to the producer that I'm speaking to today says, "So why'd you come here?" You know, like, you cannot win. But I like to not think, I don't think I left it all. I mean, I know everyone has this concept, yes, I left it all. I left a large home, I left a gorgeous, huge kitchen, I left friends, I left family, but I came to such a rich life. I think the things that are so important in life are better than what I left behind. So yes, I do wish I had a bigger kitchen. I do wish I had marble bathrooms. I do wish I had a walk-in closet again, and hopefully one day I may have some of them again, but the more important things that I find in terms of a richer life for the children, for the family, you know, spiritual connection, and just to be in Israel, that to me is worth the trade-off.
Being she's a limitless resource for recipes, we wanted to get the lowdown. Where does Geller get her inspirations from?
I get my inspiration from everybody around me, from regular people. Every once in a while, sure, I'll go to a restaurant and I'll taste something. I'll think, okay, how could I maybe make this at home, make it easier? But the home cook is the most important thing to me. When I go to people's tables, I ask everyone, I never almost leave anywhere without a recipe. I'm about, let it look gourmet, let it taste gourmet, but I'm not about slaving in the kitchen. Like slavery is so yesterday. Love it.
What an inspiring story. These days, Jamie is putting her finishing touches on her new cookbook and continues to shoot new episodes of her popular web series, all while being a full-time mom for her 5 children. For JN1, I'm Ron Jacobson in Beit Shemesh.